What's up guys, TC here and welcome back to Starbound Nightly, and this is the first episode of 2016 and it is a doozy. So let's jump right into things, and first things first, we have a huge change that's going to really change the way people play, and I'm going to jump into that one first. And so if you pop up our inventory here, you're going to see I have a new item on my back here, and there's actually been a huge change in the way that we have our environmental protection. So as many of you know, we used to have 4 tech slots, right? This 4th tech slot here would be for your like nano suit. And as you can see now, it's been taken up by a pet slot. So how we're going to protect ourselves from environments now has kind of gone back to the way it used to be. So you see here we have a personal heater, anti-radiation back, a personal cooler. All these things protect you from environments. So if you go to a hot planet, you're going to need a cooler. You go to a radiation planet, you need radiation protection. However, what that means when you first think about it is that means you're not going to have things like a xenon pack on your back, right? So you're like, well, what are you going to do? Okay, well that's where augmentations come in. So, if you look closely on this personal cooler I have, you'll see it has an augment on it and it says jump boost. And so, basically what it means is that each one of these things here has an augment slot. So this one says empty, and this one's also empty. Excuse me. So, what these are pretty much augments to your player stats. And this is, for the first time, I think ever, we're actually going to be able to directly augment our, basically any stat about the player. So here we have a bunch of augments. They look like teleporter cores now. I think they're just temporary. But essentially, we have these augments change stats about your player as a back item, right? So for here, we have fire resistance augmentation, ice, poison resist, electric resist. All of these make you like basically immune to the status effects of those elements. Here we have a jump augment, which increases your jump height. Speed augment, we have damage augment, health, gravity, light, thorns, healing augment, energy augment. And all these do is they adjust stats about your player. So right now I have the jump boost on. So what you're going to notice here, I'm going to go over and I'm going to show you the difference. So we're going to take this off, and this is as high as I can jump, right? So I have the jump augment on. We're going to put it on, and now you can see I can jump much higher. So here's with it on, here's with it off, right? So it's about a 25% boost, and it's actually a really, really nice little system they got here, because now you can really just like adjust how you want to play, and there's so many stats and things you can change on here. You can change your speed augment here. I want to change this one. And so the way you apply these is you simply bring up and right click the piece, and it's going to replace the old one. Now here's the kicker. You're going to get these. You can't find them. They're probably going to be sold to you by a vendor. Right now you just have to spawn them in, but most likely we're going to have to buy them from a merchant. All you do is you right click the armor. Now the worst part is that you do lose the old augment, so it's probably going to be better to craft a new backpack and put maybe like speed on that one, and then craft another backpack, put jump on that one, and just replace the, like, switch out backpacks instead of continually having to replace them, you know? That way you have a whole inventory of, well, not inventory, but a whole selection of backpacks you can choose from. So here you can see I have the speed backpack on, and it doesn't look like a lot, but I'm going to show you when I take it on and off. I'll be running, well, let's see here. Got to go over here so I can face the right direction. So here's a normal running speed, take it off, I slow down a little bit, right? And so, and what's really good about these is they actually stack. So you can actually stack the running one here with speed boost and go really, really fast. Because what it is, it's essentially a 25% boost from the augment, and then another 25% boost from the green stim pack. So it's really, really nice. You can actually stack these together. And like I said, there's quite a few of them. One of the ones that is actually kind of weird, there's a jump augment, which I had on to begin with. And there's also a low gravity one, which we're going to take that. And what's odd about the low gravity one is it gives you pretty much the same jump height as the jump boost one. It just slows your fall. So there's really no benefit to use the other one, like, because you're not going to take fall damage, or you're not going to take it as likely with the low gravity one. One other cool one I really like that I think people are going to be happy to see is the so there's a health augment that boosts your base health, but there's also a healing augment. So healing gives you passive regeneration over time. It's not very strong, but if you're one of those players who takes like chip damage a lot and doesn't really get hit a lot, so basically all the time you're healing is just from maybe like light fall damage, this healing augment's really good because it gives you passive healing all the time. It's just very slow. We also have things like thorns. So if you guys watch my nightly series, you know I love those thorn cookies because they give off these like spikes, so you can use that. Good for like a brawler class. There's a light augment, which is gonna, it's actually not functioning in the nightly right now. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm a little sick. But it's going to basically give you the effect of the Xenon pack. What else is there? The damage augment. I think it adds about 10% to your total damage, which is really good because now if you wanted to be like an absolute like glass cannon or basically these just allow you to kind of hone and accurately play how you want to play. So if you want to make like the most hard-hitting character you could put on a high damage armor and then put this damage augment on the back of it, and you're going to be hitting like a truck. Then there's like health augment. What is it? Energy augment's really nice because for a lot of people that didn't know that all of the there's like the manipulator, accelerator, and all three of those main in-tier armors, they all actually have the same energy amount, which is cool because the energy augment actually boosts that further. If we have 160 now, right click, it actually bumps us up to 200, which is the highest energy you can have in the game. So it's actually kind of a cool way to really adjust your character. And also I point out the resistance ones. Currently they only make you immune to the statuses, so like fire is going to make it where you don't burn. But in the future they're actually going to give you a resistance to the damage. You won't take like, so if you get shot with a sniper rifle that is a fire sniper rifle, right, and you have the fire resistance, normally it would hit you, you would take a lot of damage, and you would catch on fire. With the fire resistance one, you would probably take half as much damage, and you wouldn't catch on fire. So it's actually going to be a pretty cool way to kind of be immune or resist certain elements and stuff like that. So moving on from there, and this really cool effect, well, there's also been a big change to the pets. I'm going to make things a little bit brighter in here. There we go. So up next you can see we have looks to be some kind of laser here, and it's actually a laser tripwire. And if you notice this light here, it's going to come on whenever we walk in it. And so that's a new wiring item we have. Another really cool one here are these little, they're called wall bombs, I believe. Wall B, and they are little explosives, and they're very, very strong. They're actually going to blow up this back wall here, so we're going to hit them. Yeah, so you see they actually blow up. They can be placed on the back wall, the floor, ceiling. Very, very versatile, one-time use things. You'll also see over here we have some more to the fossil system. So down here, these are how you're going to find fossils in game, right? So when you're underground looking, this is what you're going to see, and this is how you're going to know you found a fossil. And when you've excavated them enough like that, you can actually get really cool fossils like this T-Rex one here. And there's quite a few fossils. Most of them are like hylodal, avian, human fossils, stuff like that. But occasionally you get ones like this. So up next we have some of the differences in the pet system. So here, throw it out, spawning my little guy here, right? Now if I wanted to recall him, you left click and it's got a new animation where he actually returns to you like that. There's one more new thing that's really cool that I was wondering how they're going to handle it, and they did a good job. And so the main issue was if players wanted to have like a pet that lived at their house but didn't travel with them, there's really no way to do that. Like you could go to your house and you could spawn the pet in, but if you try to leave, the pet comes with you because the pet is tied to the capture pod, right? So it's not like you could spawn him there and leave and beam away. He's going to come with you. So they introduced us a way to actually leave pets in an area, and this is a pet tether. Essentially it's a storage device that allows you to leave your pets in an area. So right here you put it in that spot and you'll see he's just going to float around here. He's going to stay tied to this object here, which is going to be really good because now if you wanted to have like a guard dog at your house, something like that, or you want to have a bunch of pets at home, you can actually do that here. So these little pet tethers, he'll actually stay around this area. He'll kind of hover around, but he will stay around. The other cool thing is that pets that are tethered, if they die, they don't have to be healed. They respawn on their own back at their tether. Now again, pets that you bring with you, if they die, like the ones that you would you spawn in, like you carry the capture pod with you, if they die, you have to go to a pet healing station and heal them. But these ones here, after a couple seconds, they'll actually respawn back at their tether. So it's actually really convenient. So up next, we're gonna go check out one of the brand new biomes. So just give me 1 second here. Okay, and we are back, and we are over a scorched city biome right now. This is actually one of the new biomes they've been working on. I was showing it off a little bit. Well, I talked about it before the break, and here we have it. It's much more complete now. You'll actually see on its weather over here, it actually has a to-do symbol. That's actually from its new junk storm weather. It's a brand new weather type. Not anything crazy, but we're actually going to beam down really quick and check out this new biome. It is quite interesting. It reminds me of like a Mad Max-ish type biome. So if we look over here immediately to our right, we actually see one of the structures in here, and they have some really, really weird people, weird just structure style. It's literally like an old barren city. These people are just kind of like making their way. They're actually usually pretty hostile as well. There's some pretty cool stuff though. So there's like a sewer grate here that flips up, and I'm actually gonna put on a let's see, can I put this on without taking damage? No, see, you have to have the right stuff on. Let's see, is there like some kind of light? Well, as you can see here, let's do this. There we go. So this is going to allow you to actually see what's down here. This is another little sewer thing they have. So yeah, it's actually got the little swamp water at the bottom, and it's got these sewer grate things you can flip up at the top. So moving on over, these guys here are also more little NPCs, more like structures like this. Very, very cool looking guys. They have these really weird looking armor. They are hostile sometimes, so I'm actually going to kill them. Don't fight me. There we go. So they actually have some pretty cool armor sets. I've got them here. They're actually called deadbeats. So this is one outfit I actually have on now is one of them. They have these pretty weird looking, like crazy, like weird looking outfits you can put on. I'm going to try to show you guys some of the different ones here. They have different chest pieces you can try on. Deadbeat spandex jacket. There's different, these pants, they aren't much different. There's actually a special NPC deadbeat assault rifle. It doesn't have any special abilities, but it's kind of brown. It's got that like brown used look, you know. There's also a deadbeat helmet like this. And then there's also two random things in here that aren't related to that. There's a visor now, which is kind of Star Trek-ish. There's also a jester hat, which you can find there. So yeah, they're actually, I'm really, really glad to see this biome finally coming around. You'll actually notice, if you pay close attention, there's actually like pieces of paper will kind of float down. That's part of that junk storm weather. You'll see these like pieces of paper will kind of flurry down every now and then. They've got these little utility poles you can stand on. Very, very cool, very, very eerie planet type. And they also have their own little special block here. It's actually a junk block. Yeah, and it's just piles of like literal just junk. It has gravity to it, so it does fall down and stuff. But yeah, so these are brand new, really cool biomes. I think there's still going to be more added to it. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please rate, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.